Hello students, welcome back to the YouTube channel of Venus Public School. Today we will be continuing with chapter 6 of class 8, which is combustion and flame. Yesterday we have discussed fire extinguishers, and we have discussed two basic type of fire extinguishers, where we have discussed soda acid type fire extinguisher, in which sulfuric acid and sodium bicarbonate are the two substances which used to get mixed with together or react together and thus form sodium sulfate and water and carbon dioxide, which is used as fire extinguishers, okay, which basically turn down the temperature of the burning substance below their ignition temperature, and carbon dioxide used to form a blanket or cut off the oxygen supply or air supply to the burning substance, and thus they extinguishes the fire. The next was basically used for electrical fires was carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. Okay, so carbon dioxide fire extinguisher, we used to fill the carbon dioxide gas in the containers, cylinders having pressure knobs, and we used to we fill that carbon dioxide gas in those cylinders at very high pressure. So whenever we turn on the knobs of these bottles or fire extinguishers, carbon dioxide suddenly comes out of the container, and when it comes into the contact, due to temperature difference from inside and outside, they used to prepare a foam, and which used to cut off the power supply from an electrical appliances which set on fire. Clear? So that is how it extinguishes the fire. Now today we are going to discuss the most important, the very important topic of this chapter, that is flames. Okay, let us talk about flames. So as we have discussed about combustion, now we need to talk about flames. So basically you might have observed that every substance or material that burns does not produce flame. It is not sure that every material that is burning or that catches fire or during the combustion of any material, every time flames is produced. Clear? So when you used to burn a candle, it produces flame. Kerosene lamps, you might have seen that that also produces flame. Okay, but in the previous class, during your experiments, during the science lectures, you might have seen, or you might have read somewhere, that when you burn magnesium ribbon, okay, when you set magnesium ribbon on fire, it will not produce any kind of flame. Clear? So what is the reason behind that? Some elements used to, some substances used to produce flame and some not. Okay, so the reason behind it is the substances which vaporizes, okay, burns with flame basically. Clear? Like in candle, what used to happen, the wax out of which the candle is formed, and the wick, okay, this is the wax and this is the wick of the candle. When you set it on fire, what will happen? The wax, okay, due to the temperature, the wax used to get melt and get vaporizes, and when it get vaporizes, it rises up because it becomes less denser and becomes lighter in weight. Okay, so as it becomes lighter in weight, it used to move upward. Okay, and that means it vaporizes, and when it vaporizes, the molten wax reaches to the wick of the candle, and thus candle continues to burn with a flame. Clear? So basically in this candle, wax used to vaporize, and as it vaporizes, thus produce flame. In case of kerosene lamp, the same thing. In case of kerosene lamp, you might have seen, this is the kerosene lamp, kerosene is filled with it, and this is a wick. Okay, this is the wick, and when you set it on fire, what will happen? This wick used to burn because the kerosene filled in this lamp used to get vaporized, and with the help of this wick, it is coming out, okay, of the lamp, and when it is coming out of the lamp, it encounters with the fire, with the fire, and thus produces a flame. So now the conclusion is, the substances which used to produce flame is due to the vaporizing substance, due to the presence of vapors of the substance out of which it is made up of. Clear? So when the substance vaporizes, it produces flame during the burning. Clear? Now there are other substances which do not produce flame, okay, because they do not vaporizes, and the examples are magnesium, charcoal, coal. they does not produce any flame. You might have seen, like during the winter seasons, we used to, you know, burn some wood, paper, or some things to get heat. Clear? Sometimes. So you might have seen the coal pieces. When you burn the coal pieces, they would not produce any flame. They just produce heat. Okay. It will not get into your eyes, and it will not hurt you. Clear? Not at all. They will just when the burning of coal is just produce the heat. Clear? Without producing any flame. Whereas like wood or other substances, when you used to burn them, they produces flame. So now you got it, why few substances used to produce flame and why some substances does not used to produce flame. Because the substances which vaporizes only produces flame, whereas the substances which does not vaporizes would not never produce flame. Clear? So now let us talk about types of flames. Okay, now because we have seen different types of flames also, so let us talk about types of flames, different types of flames, different types of flames. Clear? Now I want to show you a picture in which we will see three different types of flames. Clear? And we will see these are the different resources from where we are able to like see the okay, see. So here this is a candle flame, this is a kerosene lamp flame, and this is a Bunsen's burner. Bunsen's burner is basically a type of burner in which we, along with the fuel, along with the control of fuel, like we can control the like passage of or supply of fuel, we can also control the supply of air. Clear? Along with the supply of fuel, we can also control the supply of air. Clear? So that makes it very special. Now as you can see, there are different colors of flames. As you can see, the different colors of flames. Clear? So now let us discuss why we have these four different types of flames and different colors of flames. Okay, so let us discuss different types of flames. So number one is non-luminous flame. First of all, number one is non-luminous flame. What are non-luminous flames? Non-luminous flames are basically blue in color. First of all, how you will be able to identify non-luminous flames? Non-luminous flames are always blue in color. Okay, and when they are blue in color, why they are blue in color? Why there is color difference? Because first of all, whenever you will see blue color flame, you will the first thing will come in your mind must be the sufficient, while the substance is burning, sufficient amount of oxygen is there. First of all, we are providing a sufficient amount of oxygen, and thus the flame is blue in color. Clear? And the name of that particular blue color flame is always non-luminous flame, which is the hotter flame. Clear? It is the blue color flame is hotter than that of the yellow color flame. Clear? And the special thing about it is it will not leave any residue. As there is no residue, that's why its color is blue. Okay, and when we are talking about residues, that means the black residue, the black powdered form residue. Clear? Or carbon particles, whatever it is, it will never leave any residue. You might have seen your kitchens. Clear? In kitchens, the LPG which we used to burn, in the presence of sufficient amount of oxygen, they never produces any residue. Thus does like your kitchens used to get black? Never. Okay, why? Because there is no residue. The LPG leaves no residue or no carbon particles, carbon ashes, never. Okay, that's why it is good for that purpose. Clear? So it is more hotter, it is more efficient. Non-luminous flames are good flames. Clear? Are the required flames. We are ever required non-luminous flames. Okay, now let us talk about luminous flames. In luminous flames, first of all, their color. How we can identify them? With the help of their color. Clear? Yellow in color. They are yellow in color. Second, why it is happening? Why or how luminous flames are produced? Because the substance used to burn in insufficient amount of oxygen. When there is insufficient amount of oxygen, there could be many reasons. Okay, the reason behind it that there could be, it is wet, it might be the substance which you are burning is not quite dry. Okay, it might wet, or it might be covered with some substances which are non-combustible, and which, that could be a mixture of non-combustible and combustible substances. So non-combustible substances used to stop burning them, or stop the supply of air sufficient to reach inside the luminous substance or combustible substance. That is also could be a reason behind this insufficient amount of supply of oxygen, and which causes luminous flame, which is yellow in color, which is less hotter than the luminous flame. Okay, so it is less efficient, of course. Clear? More amount of fuel you have to burn to get a sufficient or required amount of energy, heat energy. Thus it is less hotter. So if it is less hotter, so it is less efficient also. Okay, it is less efficient also. And also there is one drawback, that is it leaves behind black soot and other residues. Other residues means the gases, because when the substance is not burning properly, that means it is leaving some other residues. Clear? Along with the soot. And soot is, again we have discussed, that black powder leave very minute particle of black powder it leaves behind, which is in Hindi it is called kalik, black residue. Clear? It gets settled over the houses where they used to use those cow dung cakes and this wood for the cooking purposes. They used to burn cow dung cakes and wood for cooking purposes. You might have seen those kitchens, they become black, and when you like rub your finger on those black substances, your finger becomes black, and a very fine powder of black color gets stick with your finger. So this is what soot, this is called soot, SOOT, soot. Clear? So this is about the types of flame. Tomorrow we are going to discuss the structure of candle flame. We are going to discuss the structure of a candle flame. Okay, so till then, thank you.